what the government opts to prioritize. It is not bad to have successful green energy back home. It is not bad to see the big, huge turbines. It's not bad to see the, Microsoft data centers being established here in Kenya. But is that really our priority? We have young people who are looking for jobs. Are these things going to bring them jobs? Even worse, where are these places? But we thank God again for technology because there are other alternatives. So where I am from in Gotu, we are using the Starlink. It is working well for us and it has been okay. But it's not something that, even me to be able to say this, it's coming from a point of privilege per se, because it is expensive. And even after you buy the Starlink, you still have to pay the maintenance cost. Where do I get it? Where do I get this money to keep on maintaining this? But having Starlink has been something that is some sort of a gift to our people because of the wide reach, and it can reach many different people. But just to try to connect this conversation with, the government and all that, I don't know what to say about the national government, but what I can say about the county government, and especially in the grassroots region, it's as if there are other priorities to focus on, and the digital part is something that usually comes last. Even in campaigns, this is not something you would use to entice the people, to bring them close. But during the massive protests we had, where the Gen Zs and the millennials came out, it was not something that was happening only in Nairobi. It was also happening back home. But it's a campaign that started online. That people, and the fact that these protests, or rather these groupings were very successful even in the grassroots, it goes ahead to prove to you that even the youth in the grassroots are using the internet and they really require it. And if I could add more also on the digital economy, my focus is on climate justice. And when I look at the digital economy, I ask myself, how does this affect the environment? And even more, how does it impact on people? And when I ask myself this, ultimately I come to the conclusion that we're having challenges with the climate, and they have beautiful water catchment areas. What is going to be happening to them? And these centers that are being established, they're not even ours, they belong to Microsoft. Even worse, these data centers are polluting. Because they are polluting in the environment, they need to offset their carbon. So where do they offset it? In our grounds, in our rangelands. I come from a community where our rangelands, where the carbon projects are being established. Do you know what they are doing with these carbon credits or this carbon trading? My people are mostly pastoralists. Even today, if I was to call a baraza, the people I will have there, it is not enough for me to say I called the village and we reached this.
Because even when we have a mock table, at least we have a table today, so that as they do what they are doing the other side, we are able to engage today. Secondly, to the women rep, one of the things that worries me a lot is that we see a lot of reports tabled by the Auditor General and even by the Controller of Budget, but I don't feel the women representatives coming out as loudly as they would wish to come. We are seeing, in contrast, we are seeing the members of parliament actually taking a broad-based approach and beginning now to attack the Auditor General and other independent institutions. I'd love to hear the take of the women representative. Thank you so much.
The engineer and astronomer are not a small degree of astrophysics. Yes, can you keep yourself controlled a bit so that I proceed? We are living in an era where other nations are exploring space, extragalactic expanse, interstellar medium, quantum computing, everything, digital twins. And it is so sad that youth are being kept in such a setup the whole day. I'm not disputing the feedback. Yeah, I'm just saying for future approach. Yeah, it's just so sad that youth are kept in such a setup, and we are talking about politics, elective positions that not all of them can occupy, even if you wanted. So can we venture and see how we're going to make this country globally competitive in the realms of progressive technocratic enthusiasm? Because as an engineering zealot, and not a small degree of astrophysics enthusiast, it is only fair that people like these people here, who are perfectly intellectually saturated, can be subjected to matters demanding intellectual rationale and not a balance of the converse of the same in a global and intercontinental realms. Thank you.
Guluma and KYPA. I think I will be exiting the group very soon as a young parliamentarian so that we allow others to come. This is a very important session. I just picked some few comments from our brother here. I would probably say for PWD, it is so well stipulated in the Constitution, and I think we will probably need more policies to take care of people living with disability. But more is that sometimes I always say we can do a lot of legislation, but we might not legislate, emotions and feelings and how to take care of people. So I think we naturally need to understand that we have members of the society that are not necessarily like all of us. So we need that humanness and care to give to the society, even as we look forward to do better laws to take care of them. For representation for youth, I want to agree with you so much that it is high time. Mheshimiwa Njeri and me represent counties, and these counties I have been given mandates to represent youth, women, and people with disability. So if you look at women, being a woman, I can manage, put them in groups and all those kind of things. Youth is transient so much. I would be a youth today. At 2 years, I'm no longer a youth. I want to do something different. It is going to be very good if we can do a further legislation to allow our youthful representation, fully contesting and being elected by youth to represent youth, even if they are elected like the way women reps are elected, so that we have the voice that it is genuinely coming from the people and they represent them fully. Otherwise, I would probably want to listen more so that I can give my thoughts to it.
Good afternoon, youth. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, first, before I introduce myself, I take this opportunity to respect past, present, and future leaders who make sure that they implement policies that facilitate inclusion at different levels, and also those that ensure that they work or work closely with persons with disabilities. My name is Joseph Atela. I head CDPOK. This is a consortium of disabled persons organizations, and we work across the country. And also, I just want to remind us that in all our households or in our families, I trust or believe that at least there is someone who's got a relative or a friend with disability. Kunayo? Yeah, so on that note, and you can also see us persons with disabilities also have the rights to participate in the political space. And have you seen a number of them here today? Have you seen any person with disability around? Yeah, but there are few, right? Yeah, so truly speaking, there are reasons that make it a bit difficult for persons with disabilities to be part of these in conventions, but there are things that we thank the CMD and Kenya Young Parliamentarians Association and other stakeholders to give us opportunity to speak, not forgetting the Oslo Center, to speak about how persons with disabilities can be included well in the political space. And this, I speak about youth, all youth and youth with disabilities.
Leaders in parliament, elected leaders, are the mirrors of the society. Elected leaders. Elected leaders. They did not fragment themselves to party. you as a voter should ask yourself better questions than the ones you are voting. I want to ask you voters, we have many representation representing a voter, and I want to name a few. From the president, deputy, senator, governor, women rep, MP, MCA, CECs, and all those people who are in the category of constitutional payment on a contract basis of 5 years. They are always there. Wait. You know, we are here to dialogue. And if you want to get solutions, you don't have to shout. Take your time and understand the problems we have does not emanate from one individual. We are all contributors to the problems we have today. And not only that, the systems. Who are the owners of the systems of the world? They are not Africans. We found ourselves speaking English because we were colonized. I went to school. This guy who is an engineer today learns engineering. To build who and to build where? It is because some white man wanted something to be built because that was his time. Industrialization was a vast revolution. We were doing and busy as Africans doing our farming and doing our socialization. We did not have all these problems until someone determined $1 for our life. Even as we accuse ourselves, accuse government. As we speak, when Kenyatta took over, he left this country with debts. Moi came in, he was given embargo. I want you people to read your history properly. Moi was actually taken to a long haul, and because he refused the multipartyism, he was given all the sanctions. When Kibaki came in, the first thing is he was given money. IMF and World Bank is what built Thika Highway. It is what is building all these loans. It is the loan that we are paying today. Who is the beneficiary of the same? The same loan, $1 billion in France or Europe is equivalent to. Yes, you see, at the end of the day, we are supposed to sit down and ask ourselves how to solve this problem. As much as leaders are here, no. As much as we leaders are here, we want to hear your solutions so that we have the opportunity to sort it out. But at the end of the day, leaders are always part and parcel of the society. For going forward, use your constitution properly, vote for your